Yo, Wagwan family, before we play this video, I want to make a quick announcement that we got 2 interviews scheduled to be recorded this week. The first one's going to be Brother Hussein from Street Ordine TV, and the second one's going to be man like Brother Muhammad from Guidance Avenue. So make sure you put in the comment sections questions that you want me to ask these brothers. And bear in mind, the show's called Sincere and Specific. The purpose is to try and get a clearer understanding of the individual being interviewed. So anything you're unsure of, anything that you want clearing up, anything that you think these brothers might be about that you don't know, and you want them to answer the questions, put your questions down, man. I'll be sure to ask them. I'll give you credit as well for your questions. So yeah, I hit that. 2 interviews lined up. They're going to drop next week. They're going to start being released next week in segments, just like the Sarah interview. But yeah, that's it, man. Enjoy the video. Raspect Fyabinghi, Real Generali. You know he's going to get his interview as well still, sir. That's coming soon. As soon as he's ready to do that, that can run, you get me? Because I'm a bridging that. I'm a real bridging that, you hear me? All right.
Practicing pagan ritual systems, but now they want to call us sinners and kafir. They call me Kemet, they call me Rasta. None of them can't call man kafir. We had the one God concept.
Yeah, but it's real. It's real.
I want a feature. I never.
Yeah, you like a feature. You like a feature. Tell the music. Tell the music. Yeah. Then I can't do the music part. Yeah, definitely not a kafir. We had the one God concept before you man knew about Allah. Yeah, we had it in Ethiopia, 100%. But it's all love. Because we love the fact that you man adopted it. No, we love it. Because look at the great music it's producing. But we say that some people are still misguided. I want to hear what you say more about the music. He's going to give a breakdown of the tune after. Yeah, I'll give a breakdown of the tune after.
Give us credits here, who's in the back?
Decades before any crusades or conquest, we was worshipping one God in Africa. Meanwhile, these same people were worshipping idols and practicing pagan ritual systems. But now they want to call us sinners and kafir. They call me Kemet, they call me Rasta. None of them can't call man kafir. We had the one God concept when they didn't want to know about Allah. One God, one love, one order. Before anyone took the shahada. So if man try call me a Kala, tell them that I'm proud of my Kala. Man pray like our Father, who are in heaven with our mother. So I'm a child of God, no imposter, and I bow to no slave master. One God like Bilal. Plates I towel, that's more than halal. We was fasting and praying in Kush, them times there, man, I'd porking them out. Coulda talk to me then, can't talk to me now about civilized me, you fooling around. Do you know what you're talking about? They don't know what they're talking. Hey, Rasta man don't bow to their idols, that's why Babylon's falling down. I had, you can call me Bilal. Taweed, you can call me Bilal. That spirit there came from Nagashi, same bloodline as Haile Selassie. Rather hail up my ancestors than bow and worship a next man's family. I only rate my Akis that won't let a racist call them blackie. Can't call your brother a monkey, how we rep every African country. When you're talking about our motherland, better know that's a holy place. Africa, that's the first land where all Muslims were saved. A black man showed them to weed and a black man called them to pray. So tell them show you respect anytime that they see a black face. When you're talking about our motherland, better know that's a holy place. Africa, that's the first land where all Muslims were safe. A black man showed them to weed and a black man called them to pray. Tell them show you respect anytime that they see your black face. One God, one aim, one destiny. Better know that was Marcus Garvey. Give thanks to the creator. Why you think we said Tendai Mari? That was down in Zimbabwe, to Bilal's descendants in Mali, Gambia nor Somali. We knew one God, Wallahi, Salahi, Talahi. Kwame Nkrumah Mugabe, when they thought that they killed off Malcolm. That's what started the Black Panther Party. Muhammad Ali, real generali. Tupac said kill Illuminati. We are the heart of the army. One God, one king, Rastafari. The prophet said, no one's better accepting piety. And they showed you in Acts and we had kings that were ruling righteously. We had one God while enough of them worshipped idols idly. Then they wanna school us like we didn't teach them, and blood, that's the irony. The prophet said, no one's better accepting piety. And they showed you in Acts and we had queens that were ruling righteously. We had one God while enough of them worshipped idols idly. Then they wanna school us like we didn't teach them, and blood, that's the irony. To my real Muslims, alhamdulillah, I rate you. From your heart sincere and true, inshallah you stay faithful. Christian, Muslim, Jew, I don't judge by labels. Some men are following demons, some men are guided by angels. To my real Muslims, alhamdulillah, I rate you. From your heart sincere and true, inshallah you stay faithful. Christian, Muslim, Jew, I don't judge by labels. Some men are following demons, some men are guided by angels. Most merciful, Allahu Akbar. Man, I push hate and war. My Lord Wagwan. If it ain't peace and love, I don't rate your jihad. If it ain't self-defense, then brother, it's not Islam. Follow your heart when you read the Quran. You see an unjust war is surely haram. But I see enough man won't follow shaitan. How can man be hungry for beef when they're meant to be fasting for Ramadan? Follow your heart when you read the Quran. You see an unjust war is surely haram. But I see enough man won't follow shaitan. How can man be hungry for beef when they're meant to be fasting for Ramadan?
Yeah. Every man like Raspect. Man has done his. I mean, what's the name of your tune for?
Islamophobia.
Islamophobia. What you saying? Ain't said it for Islamophobia TV.
No. It's basically, it was a befitting name, but it's mad because the tune got written around the times when the thing happened to Gabs. You understand? Okay. But yeah.
So give me a breakdown of the tune now. What the tune's about? Like line. I want to hear line by line.
Alright, so
breakdown.
basically, I was here, Speaker's Corner. Everyone knows I'm cool, I'm respectful, and you know, someone called me a kaffa. You know what I'm saying? Mansa called me a ganja artist on the same day. Like, there was a lot of names being thrown at man. And when I got on the train now, I'm writing lyrics, you get me? Because I have no problem with Islam. That's why I call the tune Islamophobia, and in the intro, I show that Islamophobia is wrong because you're judging bad Muslims and you're making that Islam. You got to make a differentiation. So yeah, I just started writing a tune. So the first bar was, they call me Kemet, they call me Rasta. None of them can't call man Kafir. We had the one God concept when they didn't want to know about Allah. And what I'm saying there is, no one can't call man a Kafir because we had the one God concept in Ethiopia when the Arabs in Arabia didn't want to know about Allah. They was worshipping Allat and Uzza, yeah, and worshipping idols, you know. And these times we was worshipping one God, and we ended up being the people that actually saved Islam. Them same people in Ethiopia that was worshipping one God. So I said, no one can't call man kafir. We had the one God concept when they didn't want to know about Allah. There's more proof to that. Is that the Muslims and the Christians in Ethiopia, in Ramadan, the Christians pray with the Muslims. Yeah, because all of them prayer positions that you see they doing in Arab Islam, they done it in Ethiopia before Islam was born. You know, they sing their verses. So it's a bit like the Adnan, the call to prayer. They have that in Ethiopia, and that was before the coming of Islam. So the Muslims and the Christians, at Ramadan, which is this holy time we're in now, for Muslims all over the world, they all pray together, the Christians and the Muslims. So that's why I'm saying this is the holy land. And this is why I've got to be proud of my black skin. I've got to be proud of my African heritage, not because I'm black and yeah, I want to say I'm better, but because of the spiritual history and legacy that is in my land. You understand? Ethiopia and Africa at whole. So they call me Kemet, they call me Rasta, none of them can't call man Kafir. We had the one God concept when they didn't want to know about Allah. One God, one love, one order, before anyone took the Shahada. So if man try to call me a Kala, tell them that I'm proud of my Kala. So if man...
Cut it over everything.
Come on. Yeah. Hey, yeah, so if man try to call me a Kala, tell them that I'm proud of my Kala. You get me? Man pray like our Father, who art in heaven, with our mother, so I'm a child of God, no imposter, and I bow to no slave master. One God like Bilal, plates I towel, that's more than halal.
We was fasting and praying in Kush, them times their man had pork in their mouth. So I said, one God like Bilal. When they tried to force Bilal, who was from Ethiopian descent, where they already worshipped one God, this was in his veins. That's who his ancestors were. Yeah. So they tried to force him to worship Alat and Uzzah. Yeah. And he said Ahad Ahad. He said one. You understand? So that's why I said one God like Bilal. Plates ital, that's more than halal, because ital food, which is food from the earth, yeah, is actually proven to be the healthiest food on the planet, and that's what Rasta deal with, and that's what the Ethiopian Orthodox have been dealing with since ancient times. So I said plates ital, that's more than halal, because Ethiopian Orthodox Christians, Haile Selassie, he fasted for 80% of the year, and some of the monks fast longer than that. You understand? So that's why I respect my Muslims when they're doing their little 2-month fast. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, that's hard. But I'm just saying, my niggas in Ethiopia, I got jiggers in Ethiopia that do it 80% of the year, 90% of the year. So, plates ital, that's more than halal. We was fasting and praying in Kush, them times their man had pork in them out, because the Moses law hadn't come there yet.
Who's them man, fam? You got pork in them out.
Huh? I'm just saying, Arabia in general, pork was a thing that they used to eat. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he's the one that put the Moses law that they got from Moses. Yeah, where you don't, so that's the law of Moses, where you're not meant to eat pork. This is where the Prophet Muhammad introduced that. But them times there, when we was worshipping one God in Africa, this is why I'm proud of my heritage again. You know what I'm saying? Man was eating pork. Can't talk to me then, couldn't talk to me now about civilized meat. You fooling around. Do you know what you're talking about? They don't know what they're talking. Because there's people that genuinely believe that before Islamic conquest and before Christian crusades, yeah, we as black people was not civilized. And I've proven from the beginning onset that we was civilized. We had civilizations, you understand? We had many cultures with many different spiritual ways, and they all understood the concept of oneness. Yeah, the oneness of creation, the oneness of God. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking. Rasta man don't bow to their idols. That's why Babylon's falling down. Ahad, you can call me Bilal. Tawheed, you can call me Bilal. Yeah. So Ahad means one. This is what Bilal said. And Tawheed, yeah, is what Muslims will tell you. It means the oneness of God. Tawheed. But guess what? Before Islam came about, there was Tawheedo Christianity in Ethiopia. You understand? And Tawheedo also means oneness. Okay. So this means these black people across the board was already practicing this Tawheed, very similar words, Amharic and Arabic, you know, next to each other. Ethiopia, look on the map, Ethiopia and Saudi Arabia, it's only the Red Sea in between them. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bridge there and man can walk over. You understand? So I don't think it's a illogical statement for me to say that I believe that Ethiopian culture had heavy influences on Yemen and Saudi Arabia. You understand? So I said they was fasting and praying because then time their man had pork in them out, couldn't talk to me then. Rasta man don't bow to their idols, that's why Babylon's falling down. Ahad, you can call me Bilal. Tawheed, you can call me Bilal. That spirit there, what happened?
Tied up still. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tawheed, you can call me Bilal. That spirit there came from Nagashi, same bloodline as Haile Selassie. Yeah, because they will tell you, my Muslim brothers will tell you, it was the Nagashi that saved Muslims. The first place that Muslims were ever safe. Yeah, it wasn't Mecca, their first holiest city. It wasn't Medina, the second holiest city. It wasn't Jerusalem, the third holiest city. It was Ethiopia. You understand? So they say Tawheed, you can call me Bilal. Rasta man don't bow to that. So I said that spirit there came from Nagashi. Yeah, the spirit for Bilal to say Ahad. The spirit for Bilal to be the most persecuted Muslim. Yeah, he was the most persecuted and he kept on it. Ahad. Yeah, this is a big story in Muslim culture. You understand? The spirit, he got that spirit from the Nagashi. He got that spirit from being from Ethiopia. Yeah, he got that spirit from being from Ethiopia. Yeah, he got that spirit from being from Ethiopia. He got that spirit from his ancestors. He got that spirit from his ancestry. Yeah, so that
that spirit there came from Nagashi, same bloodline as Haile Selassie. So the bloodline of the Nagashi of that time, from the Queen of Sheba, Menelik, the bloodline has gone through to Haile Selassie, which was the last king of Ethiopia. So I said that spirit there came from Nagashi, same bloodline as Haile Selassie. Rather hail up my ancestors than bow and worship a next man's family. Because what I've seen is, I've got to hail up my ancestors. You understand? Yeah, I've got to hail up my ancestors because they was righteous people. Malcolm X was a Muslim, he was righteous, he's my ancestor. Marcus Garvey was a Christian, he was righteous, he's my ancestor. Yeah, the Dogon tribe that's so serious before anyone else, they're righteous, they're my ancestors. Yeah, so I've got to hail up my ancestors rather than get caught in a religion where I start following the next man's family. The reason why I say that is because a lot of Muslims, it's not just Muhammad they follow, but they follow the 4 rightly guided caliphates. You understand? Which were Arabs, and they done a lot of, what I would say, you could look at it as, savagery from a certain perspective if you're the land being invaded. You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that the Sassanids and the Byzantines, so that's basically the Romans and the Persians, they've been at war from day dot. They've been having wars. You understand? So I said I'd rather hail up my ancestors who show me righteousness. And the reason why I say that, because even if you look at Muslims, black Muslims, look at Khalid Muhammad, he's probably the most terrible black Muslim you can see. Did he ever kill anyone? Did he ever put a hand on anyone? Did he ever kill a fly? No. You understand? So I'd rather hail up my ancestors because I can see righteous ancestors than bow and worship the next man's family. I only rate my Akis that won't let a racist call them blackie. Can't call your brother a monkey because you rep every African country. When you're talking about our motherland, better know that's a holy place. Africa.
Address that certain man let a man call black man monkey.
Yeah, because obviously, even if you type in.
I only saw a black man tell him, man, you need to apologise, and I saw enough other people saying they done far worse things.
Yeah.
So it basically saying that should be allowed, isn't it?
Yeah.
So address that.
So obviously, my thing is, for me, the best example of a Muslim, is probably Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. And Malcolm X would have never had anyone call his brother a monkey. He wouldn't care if the brother's Muslim, or if the brother's Christian, or if the brother's Jew, or if the brother's atheist. He's not having no one call his brother a monkey and then say you're gonna come pray next to me. No. You understand? So I can't, and I believe that sometimes when my brothers get involved in Islam, and we don't get involved in it without a grounding of our own African culture. You understand? Sometimes we can get hijacked into Arab culture. You understand? And sometimes we can let things slide. Even white Christians, they let a lot of white people get away with shit. You understand? Christians, they normally assimilate into society, and they'll allow white people. If you know, if a white person says something about the gangs of road, the Christians could say, oh yes, they're not gonna say, oh, but look at the social conditions. Yeah, not all Christians, because I know some good Christians and I know some good Muslims, but I'm saying what I've seen, you get me? So, yeah. Rather hail up my ancestors than bow and worship the next man's family. I only rate my Akis, I won't let a racist call them blackie. Can't call your brother a monkey, can't rep every African country. When you're talking about our motherland, better know that's a holy place. Africa, that's the first land where all Muslims were safe. A black man showed them Tawheed and a black man called them to pray. Yeah, because Ethiopians had been trying to show these men Tawheed since up to the War of the Elephant, where we came across the borders and went through Yemen and nearly got to Mecca. Abraha, that's historical fact as well. The Romans talked about Abraha. There's many. He's historical. Some of the people that we talk about ain't historically verified, if we go to other places. But Abraha was. So a black man showed them to read. A black man called them to pray. To tell them, show you respect anytime that they see a black face. Hey. One God, one aim, one destiny. Better know that was Marcus Garvey. Give thanks to the Creator. Why you think we said Tendai Mari? That was down in Zimbabwe to Bilal's descendants in Mali, Mansa Musa, Gambian or Somali, which is far east, far west. No, far west, far east. Gambian or Somali, we knew one God. Wallahi. Wallahi Salahi Talahi. Kwame Nkrumah Mugabe. Remember, Mugabe was inspired by Kwame Nkrumah. When they thought that they killed off Malcolm, that's what started the Black Panther Party. These are the ancestors, they're still alive. They killed Malcolm, but the Black Panther Party started, which was the first movement which showed us, free food services and a lot of stuff. It wasn't just some fighting. There was a lot of good social changes that the Black Panther Party made. You understand? So when they thought that they killed off Malcolm, that's what started the Black Panther Party. Muhammad Ali, real generali. That's a Muslim, the most famous Muslim on the planet. If you really want to be the most famous Muslim on the planet, Muhammad Ali, and I say Muhammad Ali, real generali. Tupac said kill Illuminati. We are the heart of the army. One God, one king, Rastafari. That's what we've been dealing with in Ethiopia for time. One God, one king since the times of David and Solomon. You understand? Obviously, like I said, I don't know if that history is 100, like the David and Solomon things 100, but for my belief in it, from the Queen of Sheba and them things there's a righteous history there. And we've been dealing with one God, one king from that history. You understand? The prophet said, no one's better accepting piety. It's what all prophets said. They said no one's better accepting righteousness. That's why I don't understand why these people feel like their belief makes them righteous. Righteousness is actions. It's words, deeds, and actions. It don't come from what you believe. You can believe in Buddha, Allah, Jaja. If your actions ain't right, you're not righteous. But you might not believe in none of them. Yeah? Yeah, right now I'm doing an interview. Oh, yeah.
Where did it come from? You can't just do by action without a purpose.
All right, bro. But let me just say one thing. Did the Prophet Muhammad say go to a righteous king in Ethiopia? No. I'm just asking you one question.
Wait.
One question.
Let me say one thing. Let me get on to your point.
All right.
Get on to your point. The Prophet ﷺ said in his time that there was Arabs that were oppressing him.
Yeah.
So he said there's a king there who does not oppress anyone.
Yeah.
You might seek refuge. Go there.
Did he say righteous? Righteous king?
Yeah. That you might seek
All
refuge.
right. Okay,
so
cool.
what's the point then?
All right, cool. I got to wrap it up. Huh?
What's your point?
That righteousness was already there before Islam came.
No.
He pointed to righteousness.
No.
But anyway,
No. We're talking about religion. We're talking about religion.
Yeah.
I didn't say Islam. I said Christianity. The guy he had the purpose. He was Christian.
I'm gonna run, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like
So
that.
you can't have. Look, you can't say.
When you put
Yeah.
this up,
They believe in God. He believed in God.
See what
So
I
the
see,
belief
bro?
in God
Could you do me
is
one
what
favour?
brings
To the
righteousness.
camera, could you tell them that we spoke and you don't mind the video that being released?
So you get that? You get that?
Yeah.
The fact that he believed in God. He believed in God.
Oh no,
Yeah.
He believed in
Yeah.
one
Oh,
God.
the video
So
that was
brought
earlier that I said I
righteousness.
didn't want
So
playing.
without the belief of God,
It was
you
fine.
can't- you can be
You guys
righteous,
are
but you haven't
content
got
over
full
everything.
righteousness.
Yeah,
one of the
100%.
most
But your actions
reputable
can be righteous. You can live a righteous life.
film
But
people
with
online.
No,
so I
God
don't
will
have any
guide
problem
that.
because
God will guide that and make it better.
exactly what it
100%.
is.
I'm not ever
In a
disagreeing with
sense, I
that.
don't have
But
any
I'm just saying
problem
that.
whatsoever.
But
Even
just
though I'm
to
not really
believe
into the
doesn't
filming
make someone
thing,
righteous, and a
I
lot of
like
people
you
believe
guys'
that.
honesty.
There are people that
And I
believe
like
that
this
just
youngster as
believing in
well. When I
something-
see youngsters
Yeah.
like this, I know I can drop dead tomorrow and still be happy. Peace out, yeah?
Oh, mate.
Watch yourself, yeah?
Honor, bro. Honor.
Real big bro.
Yeah. Real big bro. I like real big bro. He lives up to the name. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Yeah. So as the brother said, I do believe that a belief in God will definitely guide righteousness, 100%. Yeah, but I'm saying you can still have righteous actions without that belief. But once you got that belief, I believe, for me, that belief makes me complete. Yeah? Yeah.
Go on. All right.
So the Prophet said no one's better accepting piety. And they showed you in Axum, they showed you in Africa, we had kings that were ruling righteously. Yeah? We had one God while enough of them worshipped idols idly. Then they want to school us like we didn't teach them, and blood, that's the irony. You understand? They want to act like they ain't learned nothing from us. We was next door, but you didn't hear nothing. You know what I mean? You didn't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's the irony. To my real Muslims, to my real Muslims, alhamdulillah, I rate you. From your heart sincere and true, inshallah, you stay faithful. Christian, Muslim, Jew, I don't judge by labels. Some men are following demons, some men are guided by angels. And what I'm saying there is to my real Muslims, my real Malcolm X's out there. Yeah? Because that's what I believe. Anytime I see a black Muslim, I tell them to look at Malcolm X. And even a Muslim from a different race should still look at Malcolm X to understand the black person's plight. Because Malcolm X was a Muslim, but he also understood he was a black man. And he also understood the situation of the black woman and the black child. And he understood that if he as a black man did not rise up and attend to that situation, yeah, his people would go down in turmoil. Yeah? So this is what I'm saying. So to my real Muslims, yeah, alhamdulillah, I rate you. From your heart sincere and true. I'm not trying to mess with your faith. I don't want to change no one's faith. Yeah? But it's not just for my Muslims. Christian, Muslim, Jew, I don't judge by labels. You can call yourself what you want. I'm not judging by that. I'm judging by your actions, your words, deeds and actions. And I've seen in all faiths, some men are following demons and some men are guided by angels. In all faiths. Yeah? Most merciful. Allahu Akbar. Yeah? When people hear Allahu Akbar, they feel like it's some war chant. It means God is the greatest.
So I'm not disagreeing with that. You understand? Man, I push hate and war. My Lord, wagwan. If it ain't peace and love, I don't rate the jihad, because the main jihad was a spiritual jihad. Yeah? Yeah? The lesser jihad is a physical. Yeah? That's in Islam. The main jihad is a spiritual jihad where you fight with your internal demons and you get closer to God. Yeah? So if it ain't peace and love, if that ain't the reason for your jihad, yeah? I don't rate your jihad. If it ain't self-defense, then brother, it's not Islam. Yeah? Because from what I've researched, like I'm saying, that's from my research so far, it was self-defense that was at first. They was being oppressed and they defended themselves. I can't say nothing wrong with that. Yeah, so if it ain't self, but if it ever becomes oppressing, if it ever becomes a time when you go and oppress people and invade, if it ever becomes a time when you try to force it on people, if it ever comes a time when you try to make people feel less because they don't believe the same as you, this is when it's not Islam anymore, in my opinion. Yeah? Follow your heart when you read the Quran. You see an unjust war is surely haram. But I see enough man one full of shaitan. How can man be hungry for beef when they're meant to be fasting for Ramadan? This is the question I'm asking. You understand? How can man be hungry for beef when they're meant to be fasting for Ramadan? That's why I say out here straight to all my Muslims. The real Muslim out here is Shamsi. Because you ain't heard Shamsi saying nothing about no Sarah. He's saying dua. He's saying dua for me, bro. He's trying to get spiritual, bro. This is what my Muslims should be doing. This is Ramadan. This ain't any time of the month where you come down Speaker's Corner and you want to, if you see someone saying something and you're like, this is the time to practice mercy, this is the time to practice restraint. And if you know what you got is right, then you can't make and no one's going to make you upset. I said to them, Sarah is my brother. Yeah, we're brothers, we're black brothers. We deal with things differently, we have different raisins, we speak differently. And I've told my brother, try and respect anyone, not just the Muslims. Anyone's faith, anyone's personal thing. Me personally, I've been raised to respectfully, reason. You understand? But at the same time, if he wants to critique something, that's within his right as well. And I can't put no muzzle on his mouth. You understand? So there's a balance here. So all those people that have been stirring the thing, yeah, fire upon you, all you commenters, yeah, all of you, I don't care if you don't like me and you come on me now, I don't care. Because I don't like none of you. Because when we start when there's a fight out here and someone dies or someone goes jail, you're going to be behind your keyboard, chatting foolishness. So I'm saying there should be peace between the Kemites and the Muslims. Because out here, and you man tell me if I'm lying, there's more peace than there is war. But you see, one nickel, two people having a passer will make it seem like it's everybody. You understand? So my thing is the peace thing, you understand? But let me conclude. And basically, so that tune is basically to say that, we've had this concept. We did, we've taught the world a lot about spirituality. You understand? Which I'm going to get into over time with content over everything. And we're going to reason more. But my main thing is, let's have peace in the part. Let's respect each other's opinions, you understand? And let's live up, man. Yeah. Big up content over everything. Make sure you subscribe.
Amen.
Yeah?
Yeah. God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love.